Are we live? Welcome. It feels like it's been, I don't know, 2 months since I've done this. It's only been one. Welcome to Patreon Form Reviews. This is our $15 tier. Most people have elected to move towards the daily form review tiers, which you can do with either CR Cam Hoff for currently $50 a month, and then Mikey and I do those for $100 a month. We call it daily form reviews, but really it's more like a on your time form reviews, but we check them daily. So allows people the flexibility of submitting as much or as little as they want, but we're there. It's like having a form coach on retainer. I'm a lawyer basically. As close as I'm ever gonna get to one. Okay. We're gonna get groove in here. Of course, as always, if you're here, drop your name in the chat and we'll do yours right in front of your eyeballs. But we're gonna get started. Okay. Let's start straight. Well, this guy usually hops on, I think. Let's start straight from the top. BR Maple Hill DGC Lover. You got that all? It starts with BR, and then it goes Maple Hill Disc Golf Course Lover, but it's DGC. BR Maple Hill DGC Lover. Ah, we just saw him at Disc East. Oh, I'm gonna want to know who that was because I'm so bad with names. I know. Well, I'm pretty sure his initials are BR. So many people that day. I talked to him by the Visionary tent. Net. Oh boy, it's gonna drive me nuts. Good. This is the problem. Because you've got more that you can turn your core back here for sure, right? And I think we probably talked about this. I think I might have even like moved you while we were there. So first thing is we don't need to take this back foot way back here. And then I'm going to get into the coil. So this left foot, try not to take it kind of like diagonally this way. Try to sneak it more forward like that. That's thing number one. Thing number two is when we get here, we've got to turn the core all the way back. Your right shoulder is going all the way back, but that doesn't get you fully coiled. Because if I just take my right shoulder as far back as I can go from here, that's as much as I got. I have to turn my core backwards to open up range of motion for my right shoulder to go back. So a kind of simple way that I think most people do this is you can take your left shoulder and move it all the way to the net. And then you have a bunch of room back there. Left shoulder to the net. And now you should get your chest really facing away from the target. Don't just think about this right arm here. Think about kind of your whole chest swinging back. Okay. He was with a friend. I'm gonna work on remembering your name.
I know I'm not going to.
It's in there in the recesses of my mind. Okay, next, Griffin disc golf. Oh, they're back. The boys. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, the pull through is just coming in really early. But you're kind of back here, right? The thing that I see is that your shoulder drops really heavy. You're already like tilted down shoulder-wise here. So at this point, it's like, okay, what things can we do to improve this kind of plant to throw timing? Because you're extended here, right? Boom. That's as extended, right? There's as extended as you get. And you still got all this time for that foot to go down. Right. So, two options. Two options. One, we just wait. So you're here, you're all the way back, and then you just stay back and wait, right? That's my least favorite of the two options, but it works because that's still way better than just like going early, like miles better. So what I think I would do is I would try to stay kind of up through here because this time to drop, like during our turn, when this shoulder kind of drops down like this, that could be the extra time that you need right there. So instead of starting here, right, I'm not turned back yet, but I'm already down, right? And then waiting, go here. And then as you drop, you get this extra little bit of time here as you go into that kind of tilted swing here. So if we stay up here with the shoulder, then do all of our back and downward move all in one go. So, but past that, there's not really, yeah, you're gliding decent enough. You're just coiling back a bit. You're just getting done coiling a bit early. I think it's because you're already down here. It's kind of like, if I think about Katrina Allen, where she's like, right? She like goes up first, and it keeps her up and forward, and then she hits. Oh, let me see. See, the shoulder's still up here. And then it's doing its downward travel during this time. So there are lots of kind of like little rhythmic ways that people handle that. Like sometimes you'll see people put like a little, like a pop out or something like that to give them that little bit extra time when they've worked on like their foot being planted at their peak extension. But my recommendation would be to try to do it that way. Is try to stay up and stay forward just a touch longer before you go. Right here. What am I doing? What am I doing? All individuals. Mikey. Okay, I think these are the boys here. So we're gonna go cragon next. Cragon. Woo!
David, I don't have access to the email, so I cannot add you today, but we'll make sure you're in for the next stream later this month.
Okay. I'm assuming you couldn't hear that. So Mikey sets up all this stuff ahead of time, so he's not here right now, so we can't get you in right now, David. So you'll have to submit for next time, which is, what is that date posted? I think it's the 26th. It's that last Wednesday before All Stars. So, sorry, brother. My brother. Okay, let's see. Fluid, I like it. I mean, I love the fluidity. Gosh, you guys just. Okay. Yeah, it all looks. I mean, this looks quite nice. Hands in together. Yeah, the thing. I mean, I was having this conversation with someone on our Discord the other day about what's like good enough. And your form's at a place where I would say, depending on your goals, you could just say good enough. Because you've got nice fluidity here. The plant is like, it's going to get better over time. And it's already pretty good. You're getting through real clean there, and there's some stuff that's just like, okay, what more do you want out of it besides just like throwing hard? Let me pull this up real quick, show you what I'm talking about. Yee. Okay. For our feature presentation. Right, so in terms of being forward, this is not the best like view of eagle. I was trying to show you somebody who's a little bit more rotational. Let me change. Oh, I don't think I have Jasper Till. I need Mikey to send me that. But you know who looks like Jasper Till? We'll just settle for another 84-mile-an-hour throw. A no name, absolute no name. He has a name. His name is Asher. And he looks a lot like Jasper when Jasper throws. But here we are, right? Positionally. The big difference that you need to work on that these guys kind of have here, and it's like one of the last things probably we work on, is just keeping this back shoulder back and kind of letting the trunk decelerate that way. So your arm kind of keeps going forward. But yeah. and then bracing. Better, just stopping. Better, reducing your amount of forward drift, we can say. That's what I mean by better. But it's not, I mean, it's not much, dude. You're pretty darn close. So, yeah, I would just get that off arm kind of wrangled in. Here. And about here, this off shoulder, like you'll see with AB, like he'll even tuck his arm back here. His shoulder is like pushing forward. Sorry, didn't mean to hit you guys. Right, but you're trying to slow this chest down so you can have this arm have a nice long swing. So we're just looking after your hands come in for this left arm to make kind of a counter move opposite of your throw here. For that, like if it's slow or if you haven't kind of like, you're like, yeah, but my throw is not going how I want it to go, then it's a matter of focusing on the disc. But in terms of form, you're almost there. You're almost like, you're definitely in the good enough range. I'd say you're getting kind of close to ideal form. Just manage that left arm a little bit. Tight, counter move away. He really is just trying to keep it there. Oh, let me do this. Boop. There's that counter move from AB. So it's kind of like the obvious thing that you're missing. Hey, it's Chris and Rozek. Okay, boop. All right. Does that drop force you to throw hyzer? How would a drop to flat look like? You're always going to have some amount of drop. I'm assuming you're talking about the shoulder drop. And I'm using drop as just like its movement here, because when you're tilted like this, like it's going to go lower than your, like my right shoulder is going to go lower than my left because I'm bent over like this. So it's not really a, like you're not going and dropping the shoulder. I want to make sure it doesn't feel like that, but we're tilted and it turns underneath. But if you're tilted down like this, it's already kind of under. See what I'm saying? And then when you go, it just goes like further under. If you're tilted like a little bit up, then when you go to turn, then it drops down. Okay. We'll go Oscar next. Oh, Mikey doesn't either. He just, yeah. Whoever you are. Okay, a couple things we could work on. I think the big thing to work on is hand positioning. You see how your hand's in front of the disc and it causes your elbow to drop into the body? So you're here, and then you're going to go around like this. All right, so it's forced you to kind of turn because your elbow's tight. It's forced you to go here, swing forward like this. Right, so instead, from your peak backswing, you want to have your hand on the back of the disc. So I'm going to call this the back of the disc. So not literally on the very back, but right now you're literally on the very front. So we want to swing this around to where we're kind of curled up, kind of hiding the disc. And then you want to move the disc forward, keeping your hand curled around that disc. Okay. If you continue to do that, you're going to get here and your elbow will be out, right? You cannot have your hand on the front of the disc and then also get it curled inside, right? It's got to be here around the back of the disc. You don't have to touch your forearm with the disc. Just needs to be curled in. So curled inside your arm. But I think the simplest way to do that is you start with your hand on the back of the disc. It gets curled in like that as you're moving it forward, and now it can, as you're continuing to throw forward, it can curl out. So here, curl out. That is number one thing I would work on. So that will allow you just to stay back here instead of turning forward. So the chest will stay basically back. You'll move the disc forward with your hand on the back side of it. Ace. This feels like it can be zoomed out. Whoa. Okay, trying to do a bunch of the stuff upper body wise correct. It's obvious that you've put practice in there. I really want to hammer in on the footwork. There's some other stuff that we can attack, but even from right here, you're staying kind of on your heel, and it doesn't really drive into the toe that much. It rolls there, and then you kind of rock back. Now you're like over top of that back foot. Still over top of the back foot. And then your foot's not down yet, just your toes down, and you start throwing, so you start twisting, because you can't not twist your back leg if your front foot's not down. So you're twisting, already throwing, boom, now your front leg's down. So here's where your brace starts, right? It's right there, right? Which is too late. We want that brace to be down before we start moving the disc forward, ideal for distance, or like distance efficient, energy efficient form. All right, doing an approach shot, you want probably to be inefficient in those areas. Okay, so I want, if this was like a one-on-one lessons, Mikey, I haven't seen Mikey in like 3 weeks. He just starts throwing shade right off. They so many Zards. Okay, so if we were working one-on-one, I'd start here actually with this base. I start solid, both feet down, so because you need to feel what the throw feels like from here. So solid on the base here. Just keep your feet totally planted. Both feet totally planted. It's not like 60-40, 60-40, 80-20. It's 50-50. Everything's down, solid. And then from here, I just want you to throw, feeling, okay, what does a good base feel like? I'm not going to do this. Right, this is not what I'm asking you to do, where the feet are coming up. It's just here. Both feet planted. It might restrict your coil a little bit, but we're going to work on feeling solid base. So here, notice my lower body. Watch my lower body. Watch my lower body. Watch my lower body. Okay. You don't have to go fast because we're not going to have when we're stopping the lower body like that, we're not going to have a bunch of follow through. So we'll take it kind of moderate, but you should feel, okay, lower body sticking there firm. And then you can start picking up speed and adding follow through as you go. All right. So then once you get kind of that destination, every step should be kind of solid. Solid, 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 right? And work your way through the walk up and get here. Solid, centered, feet planted. And then throw. Right? It might just look like that. So we'll just walk back through here. In case you have any questions. Any tips for timing that? I used to be super late with the brace, but then overcompensated with bracing way early. Well, I haven't seen the bracing way early, so I can't really tell you because usually my solution would be like brace, brace way earlier if you're bracing super late, or throw away later would be the other thing because it's not like you're getting all the coil that you need right here either. Like you can get more coil here. But your problem is that your head's hanging out over your back foot. Right here, your head stays back foot, back foot, back foot. And then you still gotta glide. You have to get to where your final step is not this. Where it's not that, it's just that. Right now, your last step is here, over the back foot. You've got to get to a solid base, so you've got to go there. You've got to let your body continue to press forward as you do this last step. Does that make sense? So keeping spine vertical centered would help with steadiness. Yeah, absolutely. But vertical, not like upright vertical. You need to stay centered. So right now, this is centered. Head between the feet. That's centered. Here, not centered. We want this one here. You just stay on your back leg for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you start shifting. You need to move, drift forward right away. Don't get caught on top of your back leg. So you're going here. Here's my back leg. Here's my head over top of my foot. Head still over top of the foot. Now I've got this thing going on, right? It needs to go. Here's my head between my feet. And then here is my head drifting. Still between my feet, right? Not that. Italicize a bad, correct. And this is why we don't need cursive in schools. I'm actually a fan of no cursive. It's like, why? It seems just like outdated. It's like, oh, you can write way faster. Well, I can't type any faster using cursive, and that's where most of my writing comes in. So, yeah, they still teach cursive. Yeah, used to be the faster way of writing. Yeah, if it was still the fastest way of writing, instead of typing, then let's teach cursive. But right now, it's like when you have to write something, you can write print, and it's going to be slower. If for some reason you have to write versus type, it's just going to be slower. So, and then there's the, I know, italicize isn't cursive. I just went there. I'll take any segue into overthrowing cursive in schools. Yeah. Cursive is like one of those just useless things nowadays. But we won't be able to read the historical documents. Somebody will. Somebody will learn cursive and they can just do that.
We have a robot.
Right. Okay. Chief Bromden. And then we got Big Brom. We got, is this a battle right here? We got the Big Brom and then we got Chief Brom. Chief Bromden. But how are you going to sign your name?
Okay.
Maybe by that box that says, by typing in this box, you agree that it's your signature.
Does anyone sign their name with an actual signature? Is it generally it's just a script? It just needs flourishing the pen to look like.
My actual signature used to just be like cursive of my name, like actual. It wasn't like fancified or anything. It was just like I would go so slow. And it's like now I'm like, there's a J there, and there's some Wicks over my last name. Oh, Mikey, I need Jasper. I need you to send me Jasper so I can have it. I was looking for...
Mikey, I also need the throw coast videos. So
Dakota also needs the Throw Coast videos. Still, he says. Okay. I just wanted to show the way Paul moves through this X step here. Because the thing that's powerful about the hop, one of the things that's powerful about the hop, is the ability to stay compact through it, is to not get like so caught behind. So, see how kind of tight he is? And then as he drifts back here, head perfectly kind of drifting forward. So feet kind of together. Look, his head's not getting stuck over his left leg. It's just tuk, 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 going. And now here. So here, this is a little too much kind of like body movement for my taste. You hang out over the left leg a little too long, making it tough for you to get down on time. You do a great job of waiting. But yeah, I would try to be more compact through the hop. I just wanted to show Paul to you for that. And then you've got kind of a two-hand like swing going on here. First off, your grip. You need to check in with your grip, I think, because it looks a little wibbly wobbly. Get it secure in your hand. So we're going to work on being compact. We're going to just check in with the grip, make sure that you're not like up here so that like wibble wobbles through forward. Yeah, because it looks like you're here. So when you do this move, it's like flipping up, and then you're trying to flip back, but you don't have like the leverage underneath to flip it back to nose down anyways. So I would get it in the back. I would get in the back of your grip so that you can roll this way instead of rolling here and then trying to roll the opposite way in the end. Just roll here, get in the back of the grip, and then these are all like little things that I'm hitting you with. And then the big thing is when you come through here, keep your left shoulder from continuing to go forward. Because right now you're just kind of turning and there's no like big arm whip at the end. I guess everything's just kind of going together here, and you've got just a little bit there that you want. Here, you want one arm swing. Nice long arm lever. Keep this back here. So I want one arm swinging, not two arms swinging. Right, so you can grab anything that's like stick-like, swing with two arms forward, feel how short that space is, and then you can swing with one forward. So I have people just start here and throw from back here. Sometimes I'll have them hold something, but I just want you to feel one arm swing here. Calm the shoulders down. There. I'm just trying to keep this in place for the most part. Sorry for the shotgun, like little 2 shotgun tips in the beginning there, but they're kind of low-hanging fruit. Secure grip. Make sure it doesn't move around as you go forward is something that you just have to check in with your grip every so often on and make sure it's good. And then being compact, like your footwork's. You've worked on it a bunch, so I think if you're just a little bit more compact, and you drift forward a little bit better, you'll be a bit happier with that. And then, yeah. And then the relationship between your shoulders, not both shoulders moving forward with a little, it's one arm swing. Okay, that was the chief. Now we're going to do big brom.
Hello?
Did it break?
The light just started to fall out of the ceiling. Oh yeah, it ripped out.
What?
Oh, it came loose.
Danger pawn in the house. Going to Mikey's session at the end of the month. Okay, very like technically accurate. But it's very like upright. Doesn't have the strength of the move. It's like we go through the X steps. It's like, okay, yes, correct. Yes, correct. Okay, cool. Oh, nice. Nice pocket. Oh, nice like left arm moving back. So it's got a lot of things that are technically good. Oh, I guess I'll put that up there. But what you're missing the like athleticism portion of this, right? So it's just very so there's so here's your throw. It's very proper feeling, and you've got to get into the throw. You've got to get your posture down. You've got to get your butt to the ground so that you can get your feet wider. So you can kind of how do I say this? So you can get after it. There's like a more crude way that was coming to my mind to say that, and I just couldn't figure out another way to say it. But to get after it, right? You're too dainty right now. Needs to be. There's got to be some kind of athleticism, force behind it. You're like too smooth almost. So get your, just to summarize, we're going to get lower, butt down in the ground, get your feet wider. You can't really brace from here and throw far. Right? This is fine if we're just going like approach shot. Right? That's good. That's good for an approach shot. Just smooth like that. But we're not going like deep pocket on an approach shot or anything, right? We're just going with the hand on approach shots. So when I see this form, it's drive form, wants to be efficient, but you've got to have a good solid base underneath you so you can throw really hard against that base, really fast against that base. So right now you have no base. You got no strength down here. So you're not set up to throw hard, and then you're not throwing hard. So there's a point where you got to kind of try to throw fast. Hard's probably not the best word for it, but fast. Like you got these guys, when they talk, they're talking about throwing their arm off. Right? Well, when you start trying to do that, you start setting up your base real solid and real aggressive. Like you've got to get after it, and it doesn't need to look pretty. So, but your form, kind of there overall. I just want to see the getting low. See how crouched that is? How low his butt is? Look how straight your legs are. He's how wide that base is. Right, so you got to get into it a little bit. You got to spend some time trying to be athletic. So, but your form looks nice. Just doesn't have the oomph behind it. So that's all there really is to say about that. All right, guys. If you have a question, now's the time. Because if not, I'm jetting. We got some stuff we're working on. One thing perhaps that will come out of almost left field, wherever that's at. Collab with the Formero boys? Who those be? You talking about like Tristan Tanner? I saw, I wouldn't mind talking to Tristan. We've talked like a little bit over non like form stuff. in DMs, but yeah, I always enjoy talking to, well, not always. I usually enjoy talking to pros about form, stuff like that. So Tristan, I think, would be a very interesting conversation to have because he is doing a bit of coaching and he does kind of think like that. So yeah, the thing that surprises me usually is just with these pros on tour, they like see these guys, like they see everybody else's games all the time. So if I ask like a question about like putting or something like that, they're like, "Oh yeah, he kind of does this," or there's stuff that it's like they have no clue about. But then there's a lot of stuff that it's like, wow, it's like I would have to study. It's like if I studied every pro's putting form. It's like they've already done that just because they've been on cards with these guys and they've seen it so much and they can take what they see and basically emulate it. So those conversations are always fun. Actually had a really fun conversation with Silas Schultz not too long ago. So, and then Evan and I have fun conversations, but yeah. So, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, I was thinking about, anyways, just to answer your question, yeah, I was absolutely thinking about talking to Tristan after I was seeing some of their like Instagram reels come up from a conversation that they had on the Form Lab. I haven't watched the Form Lab yet. I should. But yeah. I should reach out before he gets busy. When is the next time you're going to live stream form review? I believe that is Wednesday, the 26th. So the day before All Stars. Well, you got a long time. Yeah. Alrighty. Gentlemen, potentially ladies, if we have 50 people watching, which we probably don't, then maybe there's one lady on, statistically. So we probably have half of a woman right now on live stream. 45 and a half guys. All right. With that, peace. We've got an online store as well. Buy our stuff. Peace.